Human beings want to maximize their pleasure and minimize their pain. And that's the overall goal. I mean, no matter who you are, that's what your goal is. To maximize your pleasure and minimize your pain. But pleasure is different to different people. One person's pleasure may be another person's pain even. Some people have had really horrible things happen to them. There's no fault of their own. And they don't want to remember those things. They don't like those things. So you do things so they don't have to think about that. Some of those things are using drugs. And even the ultimate, committing suicide, killing themselves. If you're in so much pain that every thought you have is a bad thought, or remembering something horrible, or if every choice you have to make in your life is a bad choice, there's no good choices, just one less worse than the other, and that's when you want to erase stuff. Some people's pleasure is being kind to others. Some people's pleasure is taking advantage of others and hurting others for their own gratification. But even those that want to help people and that gives them the most pleasure, still, their aim is to receive the most pleasure they can. Their pleasure is by helping other people. That gives them gratification. They're happy. Makes them feel good, makes them feel like a good person. Others, they're very materialistic, they're very in the moment, they're very consciously seeking conscious pleasure. Not spiritualistic pleasure, but conscious, physical, now pleasure. It comes in many forms. The big ones are sex, drugs, food. Food brings people pleasure. So, and people get obese because their pleasure is food. They have that's their vice, and everybody has a vice, and your vice usually is something that gives you the most pleasure. Whatever gives you the most pleasure. If it's something, and it can be overdone. Some people's pleasure is sex, and if that's your main pleasure, some people just go out there seeking a new partner every day, or maybe the most pleasure you can get is get married and have sex every day with that person. But some people's pleasure is that they want sex now, and they turn to horrible things like raping another person, which is really, really disgusting. It's horrible. But they want that pleasure. They're not worried about the consequences. It's worth it to them. It's worth it to them to get that moment's of pleasure, to have the possible consequences. They're willing to risk it. They're willing to, I'll take that chance. They say to themselves, it's all part of your mind. It's all part of your makeup. Part of it's environment. Part of it's how you're born. It's ingrained into your soul. So is it nature or nurture? Nature being I was born that way, or nurture, the people and circumstances or my environment have made me this way? It's a little bit of both for everybody. It really is. It's not just one or the other. But certainly your environment can make a big difference. Not the only difference. People who are brought up in wealthy houses with wonderful parents who are just caring and understanding and thoughtful, they can still turn to horrible things. They can still do horrible things. Maybe that's not enough for them. Maybe they want, hey, I already have that, so now what are they looking for? Something more? Not content with that. They want more and more pleasure, that maximize their pleasure. That's what people are trying to do. Maximize their pleasure. Maximize your pleasure. Maybe, hey, just staying home, safe. I feel good, I'm safe. I'm home. I'm just content there. I watch a TV show, and that's pleasure to me. I feel safe in my house, and I'm not and to go out there into the world and take any chances. Some other people's pleasure is, I want to party. I want to get out there. I want to do drugs or drink, meet the opposite sex, and it's exciting and fun for them, and that's what brings them pleasure. So it's different for everybody. But every human's goal is to maximize their pleasure, minimize their pain, to have an overall most pleasure they can receive, no matter what it is, good or bad. They're trying to maximize their pleasure. And people can make mistakes. They make mistakes saying, "Hey, I think this is was going to maximize your pleasure," and then you find out, "Hey, you know what? Shit, that didn't work out so good," and the consequences were more than they thought. But we're all one. In the end, we're all going to have the same amount of pleasure. Nothing. No pleasure. That will be the pleasure. Because there will be no pain. It comes right out to zero. To the end, to the beginning, to the one, to the nothing, to the all. Back where it began. The most pleasure will come to the human race and to all other races or creatures of the universe when everyone is at 99.9% enlightenment. When you understand that we are all one, that you hurting another person is hurting yourself. You helping another person is helping yourself. I mean, you're helping others get to total enlightenment. When everyone reaches total enlightenment in their soul, when their soul has reached total enlightenment, then we will return to the nothing, to all, to everything. But then, when we return to that, we're going to be back to where we began. And we can't have that because it's all just one nothing, one everything. Just one being. And that can go on forever. But it can't, because in this case, forever will be an instant. Because we're going to create the never-ending circle of existence again, and again, and again, and again, and again, through infinity. You can't be nothing. You can't be everything. Because there's no point in it. And even if you were, it goes on forever. But there's no time there. So that forever is an instant. And again created life, light. The never-ending circle of existence. Where every soul comes from the one and is put into different bodies. And each body with that soul will learn lessons and grow more and more enlightened. And when they all reach total enlightenment, we will return to the nothing, to everything, once again. But when we are at 99.9% enlightenment, we will not be the everything, we will not be all. We'll just be all understanding, all loving, all caring, all one, but not quite all one, just one step away from it. Because when you become totally enlightened, you return to the spirit of the universe, the nothing, the everything, the karma, the law of the universe. That's what happens when you're dead. That's where you came from when you were born. The nothing, the everything, the spirit of the universe. The karma, the law of the universe. And it's unbreakable. Because we are all one. We're all going to return to that. Everything's going to even out. So, in being kind to other people, you make their path to enlightenment just a little bit easier. Even if you're not telling them or letting them know or helping them spiritually grow. You know, at least you're giving them positive feelings to go forward with. You're not a roadblock in their way to enlightenment. You're not lying to them, telling them things that's not true, or trying to manipulate people. In today's world, people are they'll take advantage of other people. I mean, they really will. Politicians do. I mean, you'd be surprised what goes on behind the scenes, or people think you are great people to your face. They can be something very, very different behind doors. Don't trust anybody, because if you do, you're a fool. The only person you can trust is yourself, and believe in yourself. Don't take someone else's word for anything. You can take what they said and weigh it. Hey, which is this logical? Does it make sense? Which part of this is true? I believe this. I believe that. But don't take anybody else's word for it. Nobody is greater than you. Nobody's smarter than you. Nobody knows more than you do at all. About spirituality. Nobody knows more than you. You have it. You know that it's inside of you. So don't let people lead you down the wrong path, trick you, because you have to use common sense. Is this right? Is this wrong? And you know what's right or wrong inside you. You don't have to ask somebody else. It's the easy way out is to let somebody else make the choices for you. Don't. You have to take responsibility for yourself. I don't have a God. I think it's absurd. I don't have a God. No. You might have a God. I don't. So now all the responsibility is on me. I am solely responsible for my decisions. I can't ask a God when I'm ready to die if, to save me. I just need to make sure that I do the right things in life, then I don't need saving from myself. I don't have a God. I don't want a God. I want to do it myself. I want to take responsibility for myself. No, you might have a God, and that's up to you. But even the Bible says God helps those who help themselves. So do that. Help yourself. Help yourself. Find out what you think is right, what's realistic, what's logical, what makes sense. A lot of the stuff people tell you, it's just ridiculous. Stay true to the spirit of the universe. Be a good person. Respect nature. Respect others. Treat others kindly. Even if they don't treat you kind, treat them kind back. Just have that as your mainstream mentality. Always be good to others. Doesn't mean you have to go out of your way and give others money. It just means you have to be kind to them. Have a heart. My name is William Wallace Warfield. I'm a philosophical genius and psychic. This is my channel, The Answers to Everything. And we all know the answers to everything. Even now more than ever. Because we have computers. All you have to do is ask Google for anything you don't know. You have the answers there. I mean, the only questions that are really left now are that you can't receive from Google, from a computer. The only answers left are the spiritual questions. Well, God is a real God. What happens when we die? Are there angels and all this other stuff? But we can all make the path to enlightenment a lot easier just by being kind to others. If you're cruel to someone, you can really mess up their mind, and then that may pass it along to someone else, and it just makes everything very difficult. Right now we're stuck in a very bad place. I mean, where people are just not concerned about other people at all. They just really don't care. Very self-centered right now. Which of course you have to be to some degree. But you'll be a better person if you're kind to other people. You'll feel better about yourself. So that's my advice. Stay close to the spirit of the universe. Meditate, go out to nature. be alone for a while without a TV or a phone or another voice in your head. Just go out there by yourself and just look at everything. The answers to life are right here. They're in nature, and you can see them in nature. There's lessons to be learned, and it's not from a written word. It's from your heart. It's William Wallace Warfield, and I'll talk with you all again soon. Take care.